Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our Urban Worm Bag version 2, which has my European night crawlers in it. So this system, last time we added a massive top feeding to it and then covered it up with some cardboard and that was moist. And we're going to take a look and see how this is doing and see if they've moved through all this food. I don't know if they have. It has been quite a while. It's been well over a month at this point. So I'm hoping that all the food will be gone and we can add another massive feeding to the top, but we'll have to wait and see when we get inside there and take a look at how they're doing. So with that, let's go take a look at the system. Let's see what this system needs or how it worked through this food, because we did it as two containers this time instead of the one that I normally do. Alright, so it's been 37 days since our last update, and it's time to take a look at this and see how this system is doing. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. I know this has been a long time, but I added so much food, I've let these go longer. And hopefully we'll see a good amount of food being gone in here. First off, no moisture at the surface or on the lid. Our container here, this is for, worm on the bottom of that, but this is for fruit flies, trapping fruit flies. It still smells like the vinegar smell, so that's fine. We can put that off to the side for now. And let's dig in here and take a look. Now remember, last time I added food all over the surface. So let's just take a look here. Let's just dig up the surface area first. First off, already some worms over here. They look nice and healthy. That is a good sign. It's always a good sign to have healthy worms at the start. Paper on the top is a little bit dry. I don't think we're gonna need more paper. I wasn't sure, but the food is gone. Look at this. This is the way you would normally use these bag systems. Is you would just continually add food and bedding to the top and just slowly bury everything in. And so far, this is looking great. There's no food really in here. There's nothing on the surface here, so this was I probably should have checked on this a little sooner. They went through all this food very quickly. Only thing we have left in there are some coffee grounds right here, which is always, when the package is like that, it takes a while to break down. Another little piece right there of coffee grounds. Some banana stems right here. So, and then we've got an avocado shell. Obviously those take a while to break down as well. But look at that. This entire surface area right here, which I expected to maybe have some food left, it's all gone. Let's just dig down here a little bit. Let's take a look down in here. See how these worms look? They look nice and healthy. They are probably searching for food right now, which is why we're finding them a little bit deeper into the system. And what I'm really hoping to do with these surface feedings like this is also start drawing the worms up so I can harvest a little bit more frequently. So I don't want to disturb this too much. I don't want to go down too deep, because the idea is to continue to have the worms come upward towards this surface area and continue to find food on the surface and draw them upward, and that way that, you know, as I said, the harvesting is a lot easier when there's no worms in it. So that looks good too. A little avocado seed right here. Those do take a while to break down as well. There's actually moisture in this. I can feel it. I'm going to break it open right now. There we go. That'll give the worm something to eat. By the way, look at this little baby worm on my glove. Look at that little guy. That's a nice little worm right there. It looks like I've got a pot worm right there on my glove. Or, yeah, right there, that white speck is actually, I think, a pot worm. I don't know if I can focus on that or not. But yeah, little baby worm. It's always nice to see those. All right. So with that though, let's just move this over to the other side. We'll take a look at the other side real quick. And then the debate becomes is, how do I want to do this time? I could add in the stuff. I could put this paper back in place, and I can add stuff on top and then add more paper and build up kind of a paper bedding layer, this layer right here, which is a little bit dry. Just throw the food right on top and then add another layer of paper on top. And I think I'm going to do that this time. I think we're going to add another layer of paper, and what we're going to do is we're going to put the food right on top here, spread it out. This is a nice barrier for the worms. There's no worms on top here that I can see, except maybe right there. But we can make another layer of food and then another layer of moist paper on top of that. So I think that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we need to do here is grab food. So I don't have quite as much this time that I'm going to add, but I do have this first smaller container right here. Just going to get this out. This is, again, of course, frozen. There we go. So I'm going to scrape out some of this last frozen stuff on the sides here. There we go. Make sure we get everything out of there. This is our first thing of food here. We've got some tea leaves, got avocado, pit, and the shell. We've got some strawberries, some carrot tops and carrot peel, some celery, some tea, a tea bag. Those bags in the stems do break down. If another strawberry that was bad. Banana peels. This is my standard allotment of food, especially the banana peels. We get a lot of those, as you know. Carrot, we do go through a lot of carrot as well. Just trying to break this down a little bit so it's not quite such big chunks. You can see this all, because it's frozen, it's just breaking right apart. It's looking good though. All right, there we go. That's good for that one. And now here comes the bigger container here. Let's open this one up. And this one has more coffee stuff in it. So this is a larger container right here. Let's make sure we get everything out of here. There we go. This has a lot of coffee grounds on it. Oh, those are frozen solid. We'll start off with the bottom there. We've got some leaf lettuce down here and some spinach, it looks like. I can break this apart. Of course, our banana peels. I had this sitting out for at least 20 minutes here. I thought it'd be thawed a little bit more than it is, but these coffee grounds really, I think, hold in a lot of the cold air. So we got more coffee grounds, lots of coffee grounds in this one. There we go. Apple core, some more grapes. All right. Lots of coffee grounds in this one. I wish I could open these up a little bit more. You just tear this packaging a little bit. I do find that it helps kind of break them down a little bit more if there's a way in. Same thing on these right here. Oh, I forgot to get those apart. So we're going to go ahead and spread this out all over the surface here. We want it nice and spread out so the worms can find different places to get in and they can kind of spread out and work a little bit more. As I said, this is a slightly smaller feeding than the last time where I threw in 2 of those large containers. All right, I can't break this apart anymore, unfortunately. So, there we go. Got the banana off. Throw that over there. This looks like it's mainly just coffee grounds now and a couple of Brussels sprout stems. All right, so there we go. Now, for the cardboard on top. Now, I did add wet cardboard last time, and this is pretty dry in here, so I think I really want to add wet cardboard again. So I'm going to place this down in here. This is dry cardboard, and we're going to add some water to it. So let me get a container here. Now I'm just going to add some of my water with BTI mix. I think last time I added the lab mix to it, but I'm out of that currently. So we're just going to go ahead and add water with this BTI mix to it. Get this nicely saturated. And then we're going to throw this on top. Now the reason why I'm wetting down all my cardboard now is because I've had a lot of people complain that I'm adding moisture after the fact and I really should be adding it like this. Well, I don't like having wet cardboard in my basement really. So like I can't get it wet beforehand. I got to make sure I need it. So that's the purpose of this, is to make sure that the cardboard is actually kneaded before I do that. And I threw in some water in here. It's sitting in the bottom now. I got to mix this up. So what I got to do is just kind of mix this around, get all the cardboard wet. Make sure it has a chance to soak up this moisture. And this is the way I'm going to try to do these bins going forward, is adding this moisture like this. There's still some more moisture in here. I'm going to see if I can grab some more cardboard from over here. I do have my container of cardboard. It's just a 6-gallon bucket filled with dry cardboard in it. And that's how I store my cardboard. Pre-shredded. I shred it all up and then add it to that system. Just like that. And if some of it falls into this, it's okay. There we go. Get this a little bit more wet. Rotate the water over to that side. All right. I think that might be good. Let's go ahead and start dumping this on top. And by the way, all the water I use is all room temperature, so depending on what the temperature of the room is what the temperature of the cardboard is. I don't heat it up or anything like that. But I am going to start trying to use in these systems, because I'm going to be adding so much more cardboard. I'm going to really try to wet it down, so that way it's not so dry. Hopefully that'll help these worms out as well, because the cardboard should already be building up some bacteria on it, and it's not acting as a vapor barrier quite as much as it was. But, all right. So with that, I think we're going to need some more cardboard. There's still some more water left in here. I'm going to keep this off to the side, though, because if I put it down there, all the cardboard's going to stick to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just keep adding more cardboard to this. Just like this. So I can get some more in there. Because I don't want to have too much water going into the system either. I like to dump this water in there, and that way it's kind of gets everything a little bit wet too. You can do the same thing here. Just going to mix this up. Make sure that all the water has been absorbed, or at least the majority of it. I think we're doing pretty good here. And this is just a plastic pretzel container. We go through pretzels in the house. We like pretzels, so it's a good thing to use for this. All right, I think that might be good. Let's just see here. Yeah, there's very little water left. Maybe try to just get a little bit more absorbed into this paper. All right, now with that, we're going to go ahead and dump this out on here. There wasn't much water left. Shouldn't be able to leak through the bottom, hopefully. Just trying to scrape out the last of this paper. Now we can put this off to dry in a corner. Because wet paper does grow mold, and you don't want mold in your basement or in your house. You really don't want that. That's a bad thing to have, which is why I don't store it like this. Like with the worms over here, they're going to eat that mold. It's not a big deal. But if I just had it sitting around my house, it's a bad thing. So just a little bit of paper like this is fine in this container. That should dry out. But that looks pretty good right here. Everything's nicely kind of covered a little bit. The worms are going to have some more areas to go up into. And now, last part of this is grabbing our little container right here for our fruit fly trap. Although I didn't see any fruit flies in here or fungus gnats. This system is looking really, really good. So that is it for this update. This system is doing really well. I think we'll have to check on this a little bit earlier. I really was worried about them not even finishing everything in here and if I'd have to add more food. But they chewed through all of it almost, except for some of the coffee grounds. So I think that this system is ready to go for probably at least another 3 weeks. But we might have to come back even sooner than that. Maybe we'll wait 3 weeks this time, and then we'll come back and check it out. So this system's doing really well. These European night crawlers are loving this system. And this is the way that really should be feeding these typically, is by doing these big surface feedings, or surface feedings in general. You don't want to be digging all through the system. And the idea is that the bottom is going to settle, and that way when we harvest it, which I might do next time, it'll come out really well on the bottom with very few worms in it. So if you have any questions, please let me know, and thank you for watching.